Hey guys, Omni here. Welcome back for the final season of Titans. And we are here today with the final episode of Titans, the series finale. We've built up this whole brother blood thing with the Horn of Trigon, and it has been blown. A portal is opening in the sky, and is the big guy himself going to make an appearance in this episode? We'll have to wait and find out, bringing things full circle back to season 1, possibly. I'm very curious to see how the show goes, how they wrap up all this stuff in this last episode here, and just very curious to see what we actually get in here and see if we go off on a strong foot, and I really do hope that we do. I have enjoyed this season quite a bit. You know, there's only been 2 episodes where I felt like I lulled a little bit. I think the show has always gradually improved. This is something I've talked about quite a lot, considering I started off not liking season 1 at all. Aside from like 2 episodes, where there's only 2 episodes I actually enjoyed in the first season. But it did steadily start to improve over time until season 3 and season 4, which were the first seasons that I did enjoy in this series. You know, I'm very curious to see where this could have gone if they continued this trajectory. It is what it is. DC is in a shakeup right now. You know, this and Doom Patrol are coming to a close. We still haven't got a release date that I've seen for part 2 of Doom Patrol to wrap up their final season. I hope we get something for that soon. I would have imagined we would have gotten something by this point, since Titans is coming to a close, and they had released them back to back initially. So I was kind of expecting we would have heard about Doom Patrol before now, but still no word. But I'm very curious to see where this goes. If you guys want more DC content, we're wrapping up. We got 3 more episodes of The Flash, and we are currently in the middle of Superman and Lois, which is a brilliant show. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's on the CW, but don't let that dissuade you, because it plays nothing like your average CW show. It is brilliant. It's really good. Season 2 is like Daredevil season 2-ish, but like the first and third season so far have been stellar. With that said, let's hop into Titans. If you want to see the full-length reaction, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, it gives you access as well. It is a watch-along format, so you will need your own footage to sync up the time cuts and reaction the entire episode. You get the same thing for all the other shows and movies that we cover here on the channel. Over there, you also get to suggest and vote on what movies to react to each month. We are currently still taking suggestions before we put up our poll on the 15th. If you want to come over and drop a line over there, any tier can do so. We also have monthly Q&As, behind-the-scenes footage, trying to make it worth your while. So if you're going to waste support channel, guys, if you enjoy this reaction, I'd really appreciate it if you leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already, and let's hop into the series finale of Titans. Titans Forever is the name of this episode. Well, if only that were so. Here we go.
They changed the code.
Oh crap.
Gotta get down there.
Great. 1, he could become a rhino. 2, she could just delete that wall. Raven could also just delete that wall. I was like, hold on, why are we even like abiding this passcode nonsense? Also, Blood's outfit looks real good, considering it's very comic book accurate. Oh, he's back! Daddy's back!
Son of Trigon.
You're not angry about Mother.
He don't give a shit.
Nothing more.
She told me
He doesn't care, man.
we would rule together as equals.
But of course.
Dude, do you really want to trust the devil? Ooh.
That's all he ever does, is lie.
The devil and the raven on your shoulder. Ooh. Oh! Projection.
I don't like it.
Let's give her some time.
Dude, this is all we see of Trigon. It's gonna be this conversation, and he's gonna send him back into the pit. Watch it, that be it.
I've thought of you often.
I'm sure you have.
Isn't he in the gym? Like, why is he even over there?
He will kill you. Why would you bring him here?
Because I can't think for myself. Yep, I knew it. Oh, damn, man. Connor is still dead. Dude, this show really loves to bitch out Trigon, man. One of the most powerful entities in all of DC. And he's just like, give me your heart. Just gets like... God damn it.
Rachel. You're the only family I have left now.
I'll have to kill you too. Dude, if all of it took to kill Trigon is a couple of stabs, a lot of problems would have been solved a long time ago.
Rachel, are you okay? Something happened to Connor.
Something happened. He's kind of dead.
Trigon came back. And Brother Blood killed him. He absorbed.
I mean, to be fair, it was a magical staff, but come on.
I don't know how we're gonna stop him.
They had dead Superboy's face on the fucking title card, dude. Great. We better not end this with Superboy
Sebastian
dead.
did this to him. He's not Sebastian anymore. Call him what he is.
Brother Blood.
Can you feel anything? No.
If he's got enough Clark in there, he should be able to revive after a little bit, just on his own terms.
What is that?
Red kryptonite. Combined with nitroglycerin and epinephrine. It's never been used.
Red kryptonite? Are we sure we want to do that? Or does red kryptonite play a little differently in this Earth? Well, this says no two red kryptonites have the same effect. Oh my god, there's a lot of really random effects that red kryptonites had. My association has always been like the Smallville interpretation, though.
I'm really glad I took the time to get to know you.
Sounds like you're trying to say goodbye.
Well, she's not really expecting to make it out of this.
Because it's not just a chemical warehouse, it's a government black site. They're storing biochemical weapons.
Great.
Kory, changing plans.
Also, I still love how the inside of the RV is bigger than the outside.
Not all you got?
Is he... Is he projecting? Or... I like how their powers are literally just reduced to, like, Sony Vegas effects. That's kind of been the case. He's just gonna walk in Star Labs.
That didn't matter to you, did it? Did it?
Unsanctioned metahuman detected in main.
Hey, finally woke up. Just in time.
Let's just keep that between you and me.
Did he make them
Well, that works too.
Okay. What? I'm just gonna roll with it.
Any sign?
Nothing. We checked news feeds, residual spectral signatures. Both negative.
I'm assuming he made them bleed out of all of their orifices. For a second, I wasn't sure if he was like crushing her head or not, but then it was happening to everybody. but it just ended up all over their clothes. So I was like, okay, well, maybe did he manifest blood just all over everybody? But no, they just went full Ebola virus all over themselves.
We're stronger together, you know we are.
But we're even on me stealing your car.
And I'm going to change the world.
I'm sorry. Please repeat yourself. I did not get that.
Lazarus. Metrium. Synthos.
Password accepted.
One spell to rule them all.
But to use their power in this room,
Would that be enough to activate the gate?
Correct. A typical Tamaranian can generate well over 1,000 zettajoules of energy.
Jesus Christ! Oh my God! I know they were like they scaled her power earlier in the season, but you know they're like we don't know your top floor or whatever. Oh, just running around in his undies.
We all have to face our demons.
by now Brother Bled probably knows we're coming. And once we're inside,
Sebastian, like once he got that taste of power, just kept rolling. Just can't stop. Is he controlling her? Her eyes turned red. Yup. Super duper duper boy, super duper boy, come on, wake up, we need you, wake up, we need you.
Oh my God, Dick.
I mean,
Starfire's not his problem, she's his solution. He's gonna try to use her to power the gate.
I figured you all would have figured that out a little sooner. But also, the whole, like, why isn't he controlling all of us excuse is like, because he needs her to solve this problem. It's like, controlling you also removes you from the equation. Sebastian, continuing to be not the brightest.
Hurtling through space to destroy a diamond.
What does that
Sebastian.
achieve for you?
Destroying Earth.
Why destroy both?
I won't let anyone have power over me. Ever again.
Alright. Weak-willed little bitch excuse.
It's waiting for your energy, Starfire.
Why is she just not under his control now? Does he just want her to be conscious so he can break this down for her, villain style?
So how does this end?
Yeah, I don't know.
Earth goes into a wormhole and you die.
Gods don't die.
You're no god.
I am a god!
No.
I'm done suffering.
Man,
Just get started, shall we?
you know, people end up like this, you know. I do, as contradictory and batshit insane as it is, Sebastian, like the way he started off and the way that certain people will continue to react in self-defense of themselves with constant abuse, like this is a path that can lead down. It's very relatable all the same. Hey, Tony's back. Oh. I crafted this perfectly for your bosom. Like, seriously, did he have this set up? Like, these little cuffs and tit charger. I really wish, like, in all these seasons, they found a better way to visualize Raven's powers.
Destinies can't be rewritten. It just depends who holds the pen.
Power is at 22%.
Dude, he got that Paul Walker right out of fucking left stage.
4 black cables just beneath the gate.
I see them!
We're gonna end up jettisoning Sebastian into like a sun or something. That'd be hilarious.
First cable down.
Maybe something a little stronger, Gar? Bear? Tiger?
Has locked down the entire mainframe.
Elephant? Anything? Alright, got it. Just Guy.
For the record, that game you made fucking sucks.
Tim coming in here with the real talk. If we can't beat you, I'll come in here and hit you in that Metacritic, bitch. Oh! Yo! Dude, I will say, like, despite, like, some goofy things here and there, this is the best finale they've had so far.
You can't beat me! No, but he can.
Yo! Yeah! Fuck him up. Fuck him up. Fuck him up. Launch him into a sun. Can we launch him into a sun now? No.
Wait, was I dead?
Yeah. Maybe. Oh, that looked weird. Like, could she not have, like, just tossed him into the air and Kamehameha his ass instead of going up and just exploding?
Want a snack? Got one for me? And one for you.
Oh, it's so perfect.
Oh, okay. Are we good? Wait, her hair. This is a flashback.
Oh, spoiler alert. It ends like this. Be kind to your fellow man.
And Tamaranian.
And Kryptonians. And animals.
And half demon.
just be nice people.
Here's to all the good things in the future yet to come.
Cheers.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Or is this after her and her hair's just dark again? Question mark? Okay. We're good. Thank you. I was like, wait.
She saved us.
The scene seems so out of place, though. Did she just expel all her blue? She blew him up? She got her old glow back. The old her died, and she was reborn. Does that fulfill the prophecy? Or did it just not matter?
Me too.
We could have just not had that prophecy bullshit. Or at least the Starfire part of it. I was gonna say that better not be where we hit the credits, because that's just a shit. That'd be a shitty end to leave off on right there, with no like epilogue.
I don't know. But I won't be too far. If you guys ever need me, I'll be there. Like that.
No. Oh, Crypto has his own seat.
Just thought it was time for me to spend some time around with regular kids. It's not far. You guys can all visit.
I'll fly.
Yeah, you fly. I'll have to drive the RV.
Robin is a responsibility and tied to God. But I got a life in Metropolis too.
Yo, hell yeah.
All right, go ahead. You're next. Where the hell are you going?
Back to Metropolis. Superman wants me to spend some time with him.
Aw. Aw! Oh, we're not gonna see him at all, I know, but...
Guess you never know what the future holds, huh?
I guess not.
And we're gonna boink and have a baby. What about you, Crypto? What are you going to college? What are you doing? No, man, this is cute. I like all of this.
That's the guy Clark wanted to meet.
None of us are the same. Come on.
That'll grow back. Stop shaving it.
You're afraid he won't approve?
You're not a haircut. Don't rebuttal, because that was some good shit. I'm just gonna walk away so you can't ruin it. I love shit like that. You always make it sound more impactful if you don't let them reply after.
Can I buy you a coffee?
You can buy me another drink.
Gosh, this night really is full of surprises.
The red balloon. And the, stroller.
Sebastian said about humans and Tamarinians getting together.
That if they ever did, they'd be unstoppable.
Maybe we should get on that.
Yo! All right, man. Well, that's Titans. That's a wrap for the series, man. As a finale goes, as a finale to this season, I think it did pretty well. Again, there's some things with the way they parsed out the story that I still just feel like could have just been left out. I don't know. The prophecy thing, as far as it involves the team, I just don't feel like that really added to the stakes at all. You know, maybe if this wasn't the series finale and that the question mark of Starfire and whether or not she would sacrifice herself or not lingering over into the next season, maybe that could have been a little bit better of a cliffhanger. But I really I don't believe that they would perma-kill her off at the end of the series and the season. So it just feels like it's false stakes. And we have that all the time. It's not exclusive to Titans, but it just kind of, I don't know. I kind of wish it would have played out a little bit differently there, because in the end, it didn't really help accentuate the tension at all. There's the Sebastian stuff with Trigon, literally, you could call that ahead of time. Like, you knew what they were going to do, like, after that. Because the moment we started to get into it and Trigon was actually coming out, I was like, nah, this isn't what it's going to do. There's no way it's going to be all about that. It's not going to, all this isn't going to be about Sebastian and just randomly, now it's just Trigon again. Again, they just gypped Trigon yet again. Poor dude. I kind of feel bad for Trigon in this series, man. You just popped up and just kind of stabbed to death. Dude, he's come up twice now, and he's gotten the most pathetic deaths. Sebastian, while I do think he was a very interesting character starting off, it's very sympathetic, you know, it did go a little ham-fisted there in the end with his complete nosedive into tyranny. Even though, like, while I talked about earlier in the reaction, assuming I made it in the edit or whatever, that it's very real. People who have had this type of life and suffered this repeated kickdowns from life, peers, everybody around them and stuff like that, it's not unusual. It's actually fairly common for people to take these kinds of turns. But like when you throw in this supernatural element, summoning a demon to eat its heart, and then I'm just gonna hurl the planet into another one, F it. And he's like, because I'm a god. And she's like, you'll die too. He's like, no, I'm a god. I was like, well, no, you're gonna die too, dude. His plan just didn't make any sense in the end. Like, if he just was like, all right, now I'm going to rule Earth or whatever. But the second he was like, I'm going to hurl Earth into Tamaran, I was like, dude, you just completely jumped the shark here with your plan, my guy. Reel it back a little bit. Like, even if he wanted to be like, I'm a god and all this stuff and like that idea, what is there at that point for a deity in this concept, in this idea, in this fashion, like a brother blood that has been a part of this cult for so long or whatever? What is the point when there's no one around to even idealify you? Like, what's the point? You're not a god at that point if you don't have a following. I don't know. That's just kind of my headspace on it. Now, there's an argument to be made that the flip side of that, but I mean, he's not immortal. And again, the logic behind why he didn't like mind trick everybody and why he even unmind tricked. If he could just mind trick her at all, at least give us like a throwaway line that he could only, because of her power and all this, he could only do her temporarily. But like, it just seemed like he just let her wake up so that he could be like, villain plan. But then didn't mind trick anybody else, but had a whole army of mind tricked people. It is what it is, man. They didn't think about it, or they didn't think hard enough about it, or I'm just thinking too much about it. At the end of the day, the things that are hilarious about the choices and the way that this unraveled in the end, those things aside, I did really enjoy a lot of the elements of this finale. And a lot of that comes from the chemistry within the team, the growth that they've had over these seasons, the growth that they've had in this season, and just kind of like the way they kind of built up a lot of those relationships and paid off a lot of those journeys. I really liked how they handled bringing everybody back into the fold, even resolving the Superboy thing with the red kryptonite, and then Star Labs, and then Tim, and then all this stuff, like culminating into like this sacrifice in the end, even though we knew it wasn't going to stick. Honestly, for fulfilling prophecies, we already know that she was going to come back and fulfill and have the red balloon fantasy with him. And they just didn't like, oh, boom, boom, explode. And that weird little let's flashback to Christmas thing, which really didn't accentuate that scene at all. Just kind of halted it for a minute. It didn't even thematically tie into what was going on there, but it's fine. It was a cute scene. By itself, it was just weird where it was placed. I feel like that could have been placed somewhere else in the episode and maybe it would have worked a little bit better. But that aside, I still like those emotional moments, because that's the thing that was really lacking in the first two seasons for me, was any level of emotional investment in any of these characters other than Gar. Raven a little bit, but everybody else, there was just like, there was nothing. Zero. I felt nothing for any of these characters. And I didn't feel that they felt anything for anybody else within their group for such a long time. And you finally started to build that out in season 3 and season 4, and, you know, a little bit in season 2 even. But like, I like that we finally built that up. And the Superman element with Superboy and Dick kind of giving him that advice, that perspective on what he did, why he did it, the important factor, and how to move on and face himself with these things. They open up the adventures for Gar and the Red, you know, Raven finally trying to have the life of a normal kid once again. Well, not even once again, for the first time, really. This unification between Dick and Kory that they've been playing with, flirting with forever now. Finally cementing that a little bit. And then Tim trying to be this bridge between two different worlds and all that jazz, between Gotham and Metropolis, having a life in both, but being committed to Robin, but being committed to Bernard and the training. I like that whole element. and then Superboy going to see Clark. I just liked how these things all kind of culminated and were built upon for seasons and seasons and seasons. And there are elements of the brother blood thing that I did really enjoy and have fun with. And that's the thing. Like, unlike seasons 1 and 2 for me, the contrivances in the story, what I perceive to be sloppy writing here and there, I at least found laughably enjoyable in this. And at the end of the day, that does hold some points for me in the end, because at least if I'm having fun with it, even if it's at its expense, or, you know, if it's expected or it kind of knows what it's doing, I don't fault it too much for that. It's like when it's trying to be more than it is, that's when I kind of get a little bit lost, or where it's trying to be something it just isn't. That's where it loses me as well. And that's how I kind of felt in seasons 1 and 2. Was this season perfect? Hell no. Did I have fun? Yeah, I definitely did. You know, as much as Brother Blood Sebastian became a literal kind of parody and caricature of an incel nice guy, like, I did find him, like, at least in his journey to being corrupted, a very understandable, likable character that I did sympathize for. And I did continue to sympathize. It's just like after a point, he crossed those lines where you're just like, all right, dude, you just went fully off the deep end, and it's become completely illogical and irrational at this point. Your taste of hunger and power, and it just kept snowballing. But it took him so long, though, to not be just this little pawn of the people around him, because he was just like constantly seeking approval, whether it be from Connor or his mother. He was just like, whoever was talking to him at any given moment could just win him over just by being present, being in his life. That was enough for him in that moment, and that was enough to convince him at times when they were literally just saying words. And that is real. That is something that people are like that. After that point where he's just like, all right, now it's time to enslave humanity with my video game, and then suck their souls into my body, and then I'll carry them for the rest of my life, and then I'm going to summon my father, kill my mother, I'm going to kill the Connor, and I'm going to eat his heart, and then summon the planet and the other planet. I was like, whoa, chill. What are we doing? It was fun though. I did like there's a lot of this that I did really enjoy, and then seeing the team all together in the end with their suits and powers and all that. And I know there's a lot of it's budgetary, and I think a lot of the budget ended up going into the set design, and especially Beast Boy improving that Tiger model and giving him other stuff. We did see a lot of that growth, at least there on that side of things, that did improve over time. But one thing that still always stood out to me in the fights is just how Starfire and Rachel's powers have always kind of looked exactly the same. The way that their powers have always been visualized, just it's always so anticlimactic. And like Rachel's just kind of went from this black goo that comes out of her back to this gold goo that she just kind of hurls out of her hands and even out of her back like before. Like, I don't understand like why we can't just give like an aura and then have things appear. Like with Kory, like at least it's like a fire thing. And even though that is a departure from the manifestation of the character's powers and stuff, but like for Raven, like all you needed to do is like have her hands glow, have something in front of her glow and blue, or just pew pew or something. Like a lot of her abilities is interacting with the world around them, and then her own constructs and stuff like that, and like magic. And it just always got reduced to, she creates these poorly animated tendrils that come out of her back. She's basically just a magic goo octopus half the time. Also, how have we gone 4 seasons and they've never, ever updated the title card? Like, sure, they show some flashes and stuff from recent images, but the second we get to the big old final flicker and flash, it just pans back to their season 1 outfits and shadows. Like, it is still that same graphic, and it was never updated. How low was the budget that they couldn't change the shadows? Just take a crop out of one of the episodes and change it for that image. God, that was one thing that just kind of always stood out for me over the course of the show. It is what it is. Minor tangent there. But aside from that, I think these characters were really solid in the end. I think they finally grew into the roles that we're familiar with. It is sad that it took 3 seasons, 4 seasons to get to that point with some of these characters, but it is what it is. It's definitely not the best series finale I've ever seen, but it is far, far from the worst. I think this is a pretty okay, satisfactory conclusion to this show, considering the run that it's had. And yeah, man, who knows? Maybe James Gunn will pluck some of these characters up, and maybe we'll see them in some Elseworlds, or maybe we'll see them recast in the new universe as some familiar faces. He did say he's open to doing that. I doubt it, but the possibility's on the table. And who knows? With the multiverse, anybody can come up back at any time. So we've opened that door. With that all said, guys, what do you think of this as a season finale, and how do you feel about it as a series finale? Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. But guys, if you enjoy this reaction, I'd really appreciate it if you leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. We got plenty of stuff here on the channel that we're going to be covering that I'm sure you'll be interested in, whether it be movies or other TV shows that are still to come. But that all said, if you want to see the full-length reaction to this, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, gets you access as well. And speaking of before we go, I want to shout out our channel legends: Manny Share, Ryan, Karen, Philly Vane, Yori, Corey Scott, Margaret Grace, Melita, Robert Anguiano, Jeffrey Hale, M. Sephiroth, Jake Cantrell, and Tiff. Thank you guys so much for continued support. But that's it for this video, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.